Hey everybody. I thought I would take you through some good, bad, and ugly on another class that I taught this spring up at Naugatuck Community College. I've been doing that for a number of years, teaching the digital photography class. And this group was in the Danbury location. So I've got some random pictures, but I wanted to take you through kind of the assignments through the eyes of the students here and to describe what I like and don't like, so that'll help you think about what you're doing. I just settled on this one here. Let me start with that. First assignment is called Introduction to Composition using the built environment. So what that means is I'm looking for you to look at shapes and lines and geometry and light by moving in and filling the frame. I'm not looking for pictures of buildings. I'm not looking for monuments from a distance. That's really, really boring. But rather, I'm trying to get you tuned up to the idea of how do shapes work in the frame? How does light work? This is a good one too because of the sunlight coming in this side of a walk-up bank here. You can see the drive up, but it's closed. It's in Danbury. Closed. But you see how the sunlight is creating all these facets and angles and how the frame is filled up. What that means is it's not a picture from across the street of a building. This one isn't so good because there's no light here. This one's okay, not so good. And that's more from the macro one, which we can discuss later. This one I do like, though, because of this ray of sunlight cutting in here. This edge is a little bright, and that could have been edited darker. This is, again, in that walkway by that garage. Let me pause it here and get another set. When you click on a picture, it makes it large, and then you can see it full screen. If you hit the X in the upper right, it goes back to this version. Okay, so this is okay. This is pretty good. This is in line with what I'm looking at. Here the student was using the camera right down on the asphalt. It just put the camera right down on the street, looking back into that ray of sunlight coming into this parking area. This one is a better view of that other one that I showed you. Again, I like these planes of light and abstract shapes filling the frame, thinking about light. Same with this one. Camera is placed really low for an interesting perspective. Now this one is looking across a street, but it could be edited a little better, darken this up some. But we are filling the frame, and I like the structure of this. The person is square to the building, and we have these horizontal and vertical shapes and geometry. And notice how this line is parallel to the edge of the frame, and these lines are parallel to that edge of the frame. A little bit soft, that means slightly out of focus. Nice, this is good. How simple this is, and yet he's thinking composition and weight. How does this big broad area of bricks balance this strong rectangle? How is the weight distributed in the frame? How are we looking at the bricks on a very square? Again, the back of the camera is parallel to the wall here. Let me pause it again. Here's another series from Raquel. I like the art editing here. And again, how are shapes working? How is the light working? How is this line bisecting the frame, creating a composition? The afternoon light striking this back of a building in a back parking lot, or shadows of the students out here. Nice editing. See how the space is a bit complex as the asphalt parking lot goes off in that direction, but it's intersected by the rusting railing here, and the white and the black and the gray. This is like, yeah, definitely an A picture, okay? Beautiful as well, observing how this light was cutting down through here. Yep, it was about three of the students that went on a 10-minute walk with me around the building where we're teaching. And so Raquel just got that as well. Again, look at this ray of sunlight. There is an assignment called Light and Shadow, and this kind of covers both bases. The light and shadow assignment is really all about how light and shadow work together to create compositions that are striking. Reflections, too, when you're working with buildings. Seeing the reflection of the street traffic and other buildings here, people walking by. Same with this one. Again, nice clean composition, filled the frame. And there's that bank again. Full sunlight, but you see how the white brick is perfectly exposed. And the blue sky went very dark in the upper corner there. Pretty good. Okay. So I'm focusing on this first assignment first. And I'm not going to go through all assignments in this video. We'll stay with this first one. Here's another one, a bunch from that same shoot that afternoon. Bunch of old gas meters out behind a building. And more shadow play. And more brick. This is a good one too. I like the pattern of these bricks. I don't know quite why they're different than over here. Let's see here. If I head up to the beginning. So in a blog, the latest posts are the newest posts, and the first posts are the last posts. It goes in reverse order. And this series actually is lovely for our light and shadow one, looking at light and shadow around her house during the pandemic. This was done probably in late April. Single martini glass sitting in a window looking out at the late sun. And see the refraction here. It's kind of nice, and just how light filters through curtains. It's nicely observed, and that's what I hope for you, for your, there's another set too. See how 4 of 11 and 5 of 11, here's some foam bubbles in a glass, and very nice. You don't have to fly to India and photograph the Taj Mahal. This is sitting right around in your own living areas. And how does photography transform our everyday world through the use of light and shadow in design? Here's looking right into this glass with, again, the bubbles from the carbonation, I guess. But look at the lovely light patterns here. So in the assignment called Macro coming up, this would be a good one for the macro assignment also. So do you see this? I'll wrap it up with this. The class is all about seeing, and seeing light, and learning to see design. And when you can master, or at least get a handle on some of these issues, anything you do photographically is going to be infinitely better for the rest of your life. We're moving way beyond snapshots, way beyond taking pictures of things to record them, to remember them. Here's your vacation, click, there's the dock that I walked on, click, there's the beach off in a distance there. Click, there's a building across the street. We don't care about that, not for this class anyhow. what's most important is to learn the fundamentals of art, composition, and photographic seeing. So hope that's been helpful. I'll make some more videos as we go on just to help you through this. So have fun shooting, and see you on the blog.